The Drop with Frank and Brian is officially brought to you by Switch Suspension. Switch Suspension specializes in all vehicle chassis components. Lift kits, lowering kits, air ride suspension, wheels, tires, steering, and brake upgrades. They use all the best products from the best brands. And these guys are truck guys. You roll into their parking lot at the shop and they all drive custom vehicles. So they use their products that they sell on their own vehicles. So if you guys are looking for anything for your vehicles, whether you're just starting out or you just need some replacement parts or whatever, give them a call or visit their website, switchsuspension.com.
How's it going?
Oh,
look at us.
We're matching. Every time I go in my closet right before one of these, I wonder if Frank's wearing this. I wonder if Frank's wearing this. I'm going to start wearing some really obscure stuff, obscure things that I know you don't have.
You've got a little trove of vintage, and I'm using air quotes, vintage T-shirts.
Yeah, they're my vintage T-shirts are like 951 Fight Club bro shirts.
Dude, do you have some of those?
Oh, they're like my old buddies' clothing companies that
you
aren't
should
around
definitely
anymore.
no. You should 100% wear those.
Oh, I am.
That's awesome.
They're coming down the pipeline.
So people are gonna be like, "What in the hell is 951
Yeah,
Fight Club?"
I don't think they say 951 Fight Club.
Oh.
They just say like broy stuff from the Inland Empire.
Yeah, the mid 2000s 909 951 bro culture. That was something. That was really interesting.
It was Cottonmouth Kings, Hollywood Undead, who still actually tour. Yeah, it was.
Who was the? There was the big guy too.
Big B.
Big B. Yeah,
I met that dude.
Oh, really? I'm sure you
Yeah.
have. I mean, it's fascinating to me how this culture was born out of this, not even like SoCal or Los Angeles or Orange County, the Inland Empire. It really was an interesting time. I think the big thing was Metal Militia. I think that's what really pushed it into like the mainstream.
Oh yeah, well, dirt bikes in general, because there's not like places to ride in LA. You had to go to the Inland Empire.
Yeah, the Inland Empire was huge at one point. Everybody had a black lifted F-250. And
a white F-150.
Oh, I remember just black trucks, all black 250s.
I don't remember any 250s. Well, yeah, I just remember. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It was an interesting time. Skin. That was another like huge.
Skin. What was the one? The one we brought up not too long ago. That was right there off the 215.
Off the 215.
It was like an MMA type brand.
Oh, that's right. Tap Out. Yeah. Tap Out. Skin, Metal Militia, Cottonmouth Kings. Because Cottonmouth Kings was like, not only was it a group, I wouldn't say band, a group, it was also like a clothing brand as well. That KMK.
Yeah.
Really interesting.
DJ Bobby B is.
You did some filming with him, didn't you?
Yeah, I went over to his house. He lives in Orange County, and shot his truck for a Japanese magazine, for Shingo's magazine, and kind of hung out with him for the day. And now it's funny because he is involved in the car scene. He's got the lifted truck. And he also does a lot of music for like the Motor Trend shows. Oh, really? So so when you watch Roadkill or any of those Motor Trend on demand shows, he produces a lot of the music.
Really?
Yeah.
Fascinating. One of the I didn't know any of those Cottonmouth King guys. I had friends who did, but I never knew him or anything. I've been to one Cottonmouth King show, and that was when it was at Freak Fest that one year when they played Freak Fest, which was the most wild, just like Mad Max style.
It's a good way. That's a good way of putting it.
That was insane. But that was the only time I saw him. Brand One Clothing.
Oh,
another.
Yeah, they were like Brand One. Well, they were at Vegas. Like he was from.
That's right. They were from Vegas, huh?
So the Inland Empire scene had that much reach where other It's like how, I don't know, the Los Angeles car scene, you know what I mean? Like it has such a strong influence that other parts of the country are like, oh, we should capitalize on this.
How far do you think the bro scene went out there? Like, did it reach the East Coast? Because, like, I mean, we you know what's funny, and it ties into the theme of this podcast, which is mini trucks and custom truck culture. Like, the trope is the mini trucker uniform is like Dickie shorts, black socks, black t-shirt. That's bro look. That was born. So like that look, which was what everybody was wearing in the mid 2000s in mini truck, because like the two are very closely aligned. They're very, very closely aligned. So I guess that would be it, kind of spreading out into the rest of the country, was that 909 bro look.
It's like a very rebellious, you know, we were the Inland Empire. We were always like crapped on by by LA and Orange County.
Yeah.
So we were like that was kind of the rebellion type thing. And then it's so funny. Like you could just close your eyes and like picture Los Angeles and Orange. Like you have Los Angeles, which you know, the generalization is like gangsters and this, and then Orange County is like preppy. And then you could, in your eyes, if you turned around, you see like a garage door opening with a light behind it. And there's just a bunch of dudes in khaki Dickie shorts. And they're like this. And like Jesse James is leading the pack and Mike Metzger.
Yeah. So the funniest thing I ever heard is like, how can you tell when someone at the beach is from the Inland Empire?
They have easy ups.
Is it easy ups and barbecues?
Yeah.
You know, and me, like, okay, me being from the high desert was also like another layer of that.
It was.
Because we were like, being from the high desert, I'm like for lack of a better term, like the bastard, this area. Because like we obviously weren't LA, obviously not Orange County. And even like Inland Empire was like, people are like, I don't know, man. I don't know, dude. You're from the high desert.
Us down the hill folk were like,
down the hill folk.
We were like this. We were like, we have to go up the hill.
Yep.
That's gross.
And me, up the hill folk, which isn't a term. No one says up the hill. Everybody says down the hill. And me being
they say down the hill.
Yeah, here they say down the hill. So me being an up the hill folk couldn't do anything cool without going down the hill. I still can't, not really. I mean, yeah, you know, this area, the high desert has grown, and there's like, you know, there's more things to do and more, there's more stuff. But still, if I want to do anything cool, it's a 45-minute drive.
What's the golf place that's right there by the freeway? Scandia?
Scandia? No, it's still there.
Is it still? Is it still called Scandia?
That. Yeah, it's still Scandia.
That was like the place to be if you were in the high desert.
Oh, when I was young, yeah, that was the only place. Yeah. Like, it's kind of funny. Like, when I was in high school, that was like, there was very few things to do up here. So every Friday night we'd be down the hill. You know, we'd be going to Ontario Mills. We'd be going all over the place, Montclair, just everywhere. Which is funny because that kind of shaped me to what I am now. Because if you said to me, well, and this happens a lot when I go see the Pinks or like go to any kind of punk show or anything, it's like a minimum hour and a half drive. And so like if someone said to me like, hey man, you want to come to this thing? It's like 2 hours away. I'm like, yeah, sure, no problem. I'm there.
Yeah.
You know, because that's conditioned me.
Though that's how I was, because living in the Inland Empire, there was a little bit more to do. But if I wanted to go to the beach, if I want to go to a baseball game, if I want to go to Disneyland, it's all an hour or plus away. So when I moved to Phoenix,
and people scoff at driving 45 minutes,
20 minutes,
20 minutes,
20 minutes. That's because so my first house here, or my first place to live here, was Central Phoenix, basically right there by Castles and Coasters.
Yeah, off the 17
Southwest.
I remember
10 minutes from downtown Phoenix. Like, and so I remember I was like, Chelsea, you know, my wife, I was like, do you want to go to Cody's with me? And she's like, where's that? I was like, oh, it's in Queen Creek. She was like, what?
She's like, no.
And I'm looking on the phone. It shows it's 27 minutes away. She was like, or 37 minutes away. She goes, no, you're on your own. Now, the funniest part is where we live now.
Yeah.
We are like the high desert of Phoenix.
Oh, yeah, you are.
Granted, we're only 45 minutes from downtown Phoenix. You know, 20 minutes from the stadium. But like, if you ask someone down the hill, I have a hard time selling things on OfferUp and like
Because people won't come out to your house.
yeah, they're like, I'll give you $100 for that. All right, cool, I'll take it. Where's your address? They're like, oh, never mind.
Never mind. That's hilarious.
Yeah,
Dude, it takes me 20 minutes to get to the freeway from my house.
yeah, you're pretty deep.
I'm pretty out here.
You're pretty deep.
Which I guess, it is nice. It is nice to, I don't know. I have a lot of things going on with that. But anyway, whatever.
There is like this part that, like me, I love being out here. Mm-hmm. But then I'm like, oh, it'd be nice to, if I had to just go to Tray 5 or somewhere, like it would take me 10 minutes, not 30 minutes. Like, but then I get up here and I'm all,
You like the quiet,
yeah,
sereneness.
you don't have to worry about locking your doors on a lot of things.
I don't
like
lock my door.
Yeah, like, you just don't have to worry. You just don't have to worry about certain things.
Yeah,
so it's got its
pros and cons.
Yeah,
But 909 bro culture, that was something.
There's one thing that we missed out on talking about on LST.
There's a few things that what's funny is like when I review the videos and I'm like, oh, I should have said this, and then I'm gonna say that next week, and then I forget. So, that thing,
that this thing. These are notes, and I have next to my desk. So when I go, oh, we didn't even talk about that, and then I look and I go,
like write it down. I need.
So this is what I want to say.
And my biggest thing is scheduling, and Angie right now listening to it is gonna be like, oh, because yes, I'm a bad like note schedule. I don't know. Anyway, go ahead.
Dude, I've been living off the note thing on the note app on my phone. Mm-hmm. Literally, just anything I have to do. It doesn't matter if it's. I mean, I use my calendar a ton now because it syncs up to the computer. So I'm just like, someone calls, schedule, shoot date, and it's right there.
I need to be better at that.
It's so nice. Once you do it, you're like, oh, this is amazing. Because I never did that either. Anyways,
yeah, stop talking about that because Angie's gonna get mad.
Nah, let's make Angie mad. Frank, do better.
Better. Be better.
The one thing, is that when we were all at the booth, and this guy walks up and he goes, "Hey, the wife sent me."
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And I was like, he kind of was like near me, and then I looked at you. I was like, what? And he said, "The wife sent me." And I was, he had to say it 3 or 4 times until we figured out. He said, Dwight
sent me. And like once it clicked in my head, I was just like, oh.
Yeah, we both were like, yeah, it's so cool. Like someone actually like did that. So
yeah,
if you're at a show and you come up, say Dwight sent me, and we'll give you free stickers.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, not your wife.
No, you're like, what? What?
Your wife? What did she want? I don't know. I'm so confused.
Yeah, I can't remember what the thing that I was like, oh, I wanted to bring up. Thinking.
When you think about it,
yeah,
go to your phone
and then type
it. The notes
and
just say
in there
LST blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm. I'll do that. I'll be better. So the other day, a couple days ago, I asked on Instagram questions.
Yes,
I asked for questions because we need a filler episode, which is going to be question, and we got a ton. We got a lot. Dang! Oh, you printed them out.
I cut them. I went in Photoshop,
and
I cut them all out and put the ones that were similar next to each other.
Dude,
I'm telling you, man. Dude, Angie, get on this guy.
I just shh. Oh, she's going to.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's turned into something that was annoying to me at first, and now is fun to me. And I never thought I would say that.
Yeah.
All right.
What do we got? Let's just jump right into it. Let's get started.
First of all, some of these we had to leave off of here, but we appreciate the comedic.
Oh yeah. Well, did you have to leave some of them?
Oh, I know. I left most, but there were some that I couldn't. We just can't talk about them.
Oh, I didn't see those. Oh my gosh! Wow. Okay. Yeah. No, skip those.
But there were probably some inside jokes because a lot of times, like I'll have inside jokes with some people, and maybe you will too. And then if I see it, maybe I won't get it, or if you see it, maybe you'll be.
Oh,
like,
I see.
Or it looks like a
legit
legit
audience
question.
Won't get it.
No,
the audience will be like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah, but we want to hear more. No, you can't hear more.
Nope.
Okay, if we don't get to all these, we'll get to the one. We'll continue next week.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, because, we're 2 weeks away from Forbidden.
Yeah, I
It's
got to
coming
load
down
up.
fast.
So right now it's Friday the 10th. I have to load my truck up. I got a show tomorrow.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're doing the reunion.
Yep. And then which is it's looking to be a really good event.
I've been watching everybody rolling out there. It's like it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, a lot of mini truck stuff too, which is cool.
Well, I didn't know that. You mentioned in an offhanded comment that it's just pre 98, right?
Yeah.
So it's not just Chevy trucks or whatever.
No, it's
just
everything.
That's awesome.
Doesn't matter what it is.
I think maybe maybe I don't know. I can't speak for a lot of people, just myself, but I would imagine there are some people who didn't know that and figured since it was sort of like that group, like Ronnie and like they assumed it was a C10 show, but it is not. It's just a truck show.
And it's starting to like last year there was a couple, and then this year there's more, and I think next year is going to be way more. And they want them, like they really want the mini trucks there. So
oh, cool, that's awesome. Yeah,
we might even try to arrange like an entire level
of just
on the
mini
parking.
trucks. Oh, that'd be cool.
Just because he's got like dually row, and he puts the dualies outside, and they're really good about that, like organizing that kind of stuff.
And this is hosted by. So is it hosted by Ronnie himself, or is it like him and like Sam?
It's him and Sam. Yeah.
Okay, so those two are the ones who host the show.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds. Yeah, I wish I could have went this year, but I got opening day for softball tomorrow, and we have Brother Dave's wedding. So
that's right. That is right. So you handle that side of things. I'll handle this side of things.
All right, the softball side of things.
Yeah. Brother, I feel bad about not going to Dave's wedding.
Oh yeah. It's gonna. We're gonna. I mean, little not behind the scenes, but information that really is just not really whatever. But anyway, we're cutting it close because like our opening day stuff is happening, and we have like a 30-minute window to like get going down there. So
oh yeah,
it's gonna be tight. But
the way I look at weddings now is, I just not gonna go to anymore, because I already went to all my weddings and when everyone was younger and getting married, and now if you're getting married again, well,
I'm a little bit different. I like weddings.
Yeah.
I like weddings. I like being invited to weddings, and I just like going just because, not because I have like weddings in particular. I just like celebrations,
like social gather,
celebrations, events, seeing everybody.
You're a very celebrating type of person.
I am. Did you say I am a celebrating type of person?
You are.
Oh yes, I am. 100%. Yeah, like I'll celebrate. I love celebrating everything. Yeah. You know what I love? I love surprise birthday parties. And no one has ever thrown me a surprise birthday party, but I want one. Like, you know how like as you get older, like some people are like, man, I just want nothing. You know, just it's a regular day. Just maybe say happy birthday. Maybe we'll go out to dinner. I said no. Well, I mean, you were here for the 40th birthday. If I could do that every single year for my birthday, I'd be happy.
I am the opposite. I had a birthday party thrown to me and I didn't go on purpose.
You did?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a different kind of thing.
It is a different kind of thing. And then I had for my, it was so funny because they thought it was my 30th, but it was actually my 29th. Mm-hmm. And they threw me a huge, we had a 3-story house and the entire 3rd story was filled with people. So when I walked in, everyone came down the stairs and it was just a huge surprise birthday party. And everyone thought it was my 30th, but it wasn't.
That's funny. You're 29. Was it fun though?
It was fun.
Yeah, cool. I mean, that's what I'm talking about.
You just celebrated your 40th, and your next special one will be your 50th.
No, my next special one is being my 41st.
No.
Yes.
That's it.
No. Wait, no.
It goes. Your first, your 13th, your 18th, 16th, 18th, 21st, 26th.
26? Why 26?
You can rent a car. And then, yeah.
And then about that at all.
And then 30th, 40th. Then it's just every 10 years.
No, it's not. I'm taking a different approach.
And then after your 50th, it's every year because you're just like, I'm still here, so I can celebrate it every year.
Maybe, you know what? Maybe that's the approach that I'm taking at it right now. It's like, I'm 40. I feel old. And now I'm just going to wild out every single year.
You just like celebrations.
I like
celebrations. You want to celebrate all the time.
Yeah. Back to what we were talking about.
All right. First question.
We
still have to make a jingle about this.
I know. So this is the dropping in. This is dropping in.
We're just going to start at number 1.
Okay, cool.
Slammed Garage. What's your opinion of Gen 1 Scion XB?
I saw that one.
Quote unquote toasters being built with the mini truck style theme vibe.
I loved them. I had one. Well, we had one. Angie had one. That was Angie's first brand new car. Was an '05 Toyota Scion XB box.
Yeah.
And that was so fun. I've told in a previous episode how we used to do the whole like Scion like group thing where everybody go to Knott's and they'd have like an event for Knott's Scary Farm. We like lived that box lifestyle. And then like so they were really, really popular. And you remember one point that like Forbidden was like a whole section of just Scions, right?
Yes.
So I mean, they and it makes perfect sense because you know they were cheap, they were affordable,
roomy.
they were roomy, they were like simple. I mean, it was basically a motor and four wheels and a body. You know, they were simple.
And that's like the mini trucking thing is simple and affordable.
Yeah, and that's sort of well, I mean, the Maverick thing right now is hard to obtain a Maverick, but that's supposed to be the same kind of theme as an affordable, you know. Well, but see, you know, what's interesting about the Scion thing is even from the manufacturer, they were marketed as a mid-20s to early 30s customizable vehicle.
Yeah, and they had a ton of like manufacturer options that you can put on there, and like they even in their marketing. I remember they would reach out to like automotive at that time influencers, and they would get opinions from them, and then they would give certain builders a Scion, and have them fix it up in their certain way.
Yeah.
So they were very. I think they're cool. I don't like. We've talked about this. I think if you have a car, and that's the car that you want, do whatever you want to do to it.
Right.
I think if you have a car, but you actually want a mini truck.
Oh, because that's the question: is what it's in the mini truck style. Okay.
Yeah. Anything in the mini truck style, low and cool. It's all cool.
Yeah.
But I think if you have a Scion and you're like, this is what I have, and it's the only thing that I'm going to have, and I really like it, then fix it up. But if you're like, this is what I have, but I want a mini truck, and if you cut that car up,
I know exactly what you're
if you cut that car up, remember it is now worthless.
Oh yeah,
to most people, because no one goes out and goes, I want a cut up Scion to buy.
And what you're talking about, to really clarify, is when they cut the roof off and they like move it forward, turn it into a truck, basically.
Anything they could cut, you could cut the suspension up. Like,
oh, so you don't even think that you should like bag them?
No.
Oh, really? Oh,
no.
That's a kind of a harsh stance.
It is a harsh stance, but I'm saying if you want that vehicle specifically, if you're like, I want a Scion, I want to fix it up, do it. They do it. But if you want a Toyota Tacoma, but you have a Scion only, don't do what you were going to do to that Tacoma to the Scion, because you could just get a Tacoma.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Because you're going to essentially make that Scion worthless, and it's not what you really want.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of people do that, where they'll have a vehicle and that's what they have. And they're like, I'm going to cut this up and make and mini truck style it out. Only to where it's still sitting in their garage right now.
Yeah. And also to take like from an aesthetic thing, like I said, I love Scions. I think they're cool. We had one. We had a lot of fun with it. Ours was just lowered on these focal wheels. The wheels were my favorite part. We had these like focal 5-spoke wheels. They were really cool. Maybe I'll find a picture. Maybe I will find a picture and we'll post it. I never liked it when they got too customized. When people started like shaving the taillights, and like
that's what I'm talking about.
Now I understand what you're saying. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like they were trying.
Like we featured a Scion on the Grindr TV channel. We have a Scion feature. It was the Gen 2 Scion.
That was a second gen XB. Yeah. Which I like. I never had a second gen XB, but I liked them, but I liked the first gens better.
Yeah, they were very similar, but I liked the way it was Cody's. And
that's right.
And he kind of Euroed it out a little bit. And it looks super sick. I would do it as a daily, lowered wheels, good stereo, because they're just cool cars. But yeah, do what you want.
Because like I remember, because Angie, it being Angie would always at shows like check out Silence. She'd be so stoked to see him. And lowered good, wheels good, bagged. I think they look good bagged, but just bagged, And then so like we would see those, but then I remember one at Forbidden that had like the roof cut off, and then that's just like no.
Yeah. Again, I always say if you're like, man, I love Scions, I really want to do this, then do it. Heck yeah. But if you're like, I have a Scion, but I really want a mini truck, just work to get that mini truck because you're going to regret cutting the roof or shaving your Scion or something. It's just,
You know what that goes back to is like in one of the episodes we talked about like doing things just to do them, like dooring a truck, you know, like doing these extreme things just to be different. I think that falls into that category because someone is going to say, well, yeah, I have this on. I'm just going to fully shave it. I'm going to weld the hatch shut, you know, like that kind of stuff. It's just like, you know, slow down.
just take, it's like with any, you know, they tell you with any big purchase, right? To wait 24 hours. Like,
You need a cool off period.
you need a cool off. You're like,
need a
this is a
cool
great
off.
idea. Let me sleep on it.
Yeah.
If you're in the garage, and you have the welder and you're about ready to shave and grind perfectly good paint off of your Scion XB, put everything down.
24 hours.
Put everything down. Go take a 24 and then come back and then
That should be, you know, when people ask us, you know what? When people ask us, like, what's your advice for building a truck? And we always say, like, have a plan. Like, you know, our spiel that we say. Maybe we should add that into it. It's like, you know what? 24 hours. Take 24 hours to decide, to cool off and really objectively think about it. I don't know. Actually, to be honest with you, I don't know too many people who still have Scions. Do you? I don't know. I don't really know anybody.
No. FFF Joey. Our buddy.
Uncle Joey.
Uncle Joey. He said,
Who? Hold on, I have something to say about.
Did
Uncle Joey.
did you finally call him back? 'Cause he was getting a little mad.
I know. I'm sorry. Well, number one this week has been absolutely hectic. It's been crazy. So, but also, and again, we were talking earlier about maybe, you know, me changing who I am, being better. I'm not good at answering the phone. Like, don't don't call me. Like, text me, which he did too. Message me on socials, which he also did. I'm sorry, Joey. I'm really sorry. It was a really tough week. But I finally talked to him, and this dude, he was telling me he marathoned the last like 20 episodes of the show.
Yeah, he was calling me every 20 minutes, or he called me back to back a couple times, and he would be like, all right, I'm going to listen more. And he would listen to the next 2 minutes, and then he would call me, and he was like, all right, check this out. You know, if you're doing, you should. And I'm like, I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
But
it was cool. Like,
it was really
cool
fun
to me is like, you know, we've been doing these for almost a year now. It's been a very slow progression, doing one every single week. So I bet if we went back and watched the first ones, obviously it'd be different. But what was cool from his perspective is he marathoned them all back to back. So he very rapidly saw like the progression. So I just found that really interesting.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah. What do you ask?
He said, favorite builders, both building for themselves and for a shop or shops.
Okay. You go first on that one because I got to think about it. Do you know?
I don't. I mean, you have like your mainstream ones, not mainstream, but like Chip Foose.
Okay.
You know, obviously, I really like that guy because he is like hands-on from like design to like actually working in the shop and stuff like that. And I've been down there filming him and things, so I've seen that. And but he obviously doesn't build the things kind of that I'm into. Right.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's another question that's very similar to this, and it's about if we had like an endless amount of money, and I think Panda might have asked that. I should have put it next to this. So it kind of goes hand in hand with that. Like, you obviously, if you had an endless amount of money, you would have your favorite builder probably do something, and I think it would be fun to have like someone like that. If you're like, hey, I have this 97 Toyota Tacoma, let's build it and see where his mind would go on that.
Okay, yeah.
Not saying he's my favorite builder or anything like that, but like,
I see what you're saying. So you're saying that like Foose, who builds like very whatever, you know what he builds, built a mini truck. Like, how would he tackle that?
Yeah, I think it would be fun. It would be fun to see.
You know what? Because that question, we get asked that question a lot. Just people in general, like, what would you build if you had unlimited funds? And a lot of people, they say, oh, I would build like, Cadillacs or hot rods or whatever. But that's a very interesting take on it, because if you did, you would just, we're talking about unlimited funds. That would be really interesting to see him build a mini truck. I honestly don't think can I say a bold statement? I don't think you'd be happy with the end result. I think
well, you would have to know going into it. It's
Yeah.
not going to be your style.
right.
And you're not, and that's the reason that you would go to him, is because I would not do it because I want the outcome what I want.
yeah.
I would do it to see a mini truck being built by someone with a completely different outlook on it.
Yeah, that would be really
And then
cool.
the outcome would just be that. It
Yeah.
would just be an interesting take on it. Mm-hmm. You know?
Yeah. No,
And-
that's
and-
really, I like that. That's really cool.
Because if you took if you went to Max or if you went to whoever, you know what the outcome is going to be. Mm-hmm. There's really not much different, paint schemes. Yeah. But I would think like if you took it like to him, it would be like a static dropped, very muscly,
Yeah, fast.
very, and fast is something that I would be like on board with because I do want something really fast. But like the look would be very like muscly.
Yeah, yeah. I'm really trying to like picture what it would look like, and I kind of have an idea. Again, like I said, I think it would be interesting. I think it would be cool, but I don't know if I would be like, yeah, you know. What I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah,
Because like you
exactly.
said, I just have a particular look and particular.
Same here. And same here,
Yeah.
I would be the same thing. Because at the same time while he's doing that, I would also have someone doing like the body drop on
Yeah.
20s and my, you know what I mean? Like,
No, that's a cool. I like that answer. I'll agree with you on that one because like as far as like builders, like I don't know. I don't mean to like sound this in like a negative way or like anything, but I really don't have a particular favorite builder. I just know a lot of people who know how to do a lot of things.
Yeah.
You know, so like if I had something that was going on and I knew a particular person to tackle that task, like I would go to that person. So I wouldn't say that like I would go somewhere with the idea like, oh, I want the whole thing done by this person because I like this. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but yeah.
yeah, because you have builders and then you have painters.
Yeah. It's like different things, right?
Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah.
No,
It's like that.
good
There's that picture on that goes around social media all the time, and it shows like Jesse James and Chip Foose and and Ken Diggett and all this stuff, and it's like, who would you want to build your thing? And it's just like, yeah, it's just a weird thing.
Yeah. Who Panda asked that one?
No, that was Joey.
Oh, Joey. Yeah. So Uncle Joey. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, and
Joey's like, man, what the?
I know. He's like, you guys suck. But someone asked also if you had endless things, so it kind of went into
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was Slamberg. He asked unlimited funds, one builder from TV shows to build a truck. Who do you pick? So that kind of went into Joey's questions.
Yeah, no, I like that. I really like that because, again, to just say the same thing over again, if you had unlimited funds, just experiment with stuff. Like it'd be cool.
Yeah.
You have the power to do anything you want.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Here's an easy one. I printed these. And it says EX_static_Matt said 17-inch or 22-inch.
Yeah, I saw that one. It depends on what it is. Like my
Yeah.
truck is on 18s. It'll probably always be on 18s. It's built for 20s, but I don't want to put 20s on it. I think it looks
Yeah.
better on 18s. Oh no, that's like a half truth question or half truth answer because one thing that bugs me is like the front looks really good on 18s, but the 4Runner has such a large back that 18 does kind of like look very, very tiny. So I mean,
Yeah, so
I guess
it could go both ways.
it could go both ways, but
Yeah.
but everything it's all circumstantial. You know,
You would have to add on top of that question like 17s or 22s on a Tacoma or on a Chevy.
yeah, you wouldn't put 17s on a NBS Chevy, you know.
Yeah.
But we also have like different opinions on that too, because if I built a full size truck, I don't know if I'd put 24s on it.
Well, I'm building a full-size truck and I'm putting 22s on it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Which I think is kind of like, even with the 4Runner having 18s, the reason I do that is because I run a really fat tire. Just because these freeways out here will annihilate wheels.
Yeah.
And that's also another reason, you know, to hash up another thing about billet wheels, you know.
Yeah.
Like these freeways out here will just annihilate wheels like that.
Yeah. Someone. Oh. What? I can't read this. I printed it too small. This guy from Perfect Poise. How big is your contact list in your phones?
I saw that. That's kind of a weird question, and I thought about it.
I know. I'm like, I don't even know how you know that. Like, how do you find out about that?
Well, it was really funny because, like, as I read that question earlier that day, I was looking for a phone number in my contacts, and I was like, I don't know any of these people anymore. Like, I have hundreds of contacts of like, hey, give me your number. Like, hey, I need to purge it, honestly, because like, I don't know 95% of the people. I don't talk to anybody on the phone. So why the hell do I need all these contacts?
So I know there was always that thing was like, if you don't want to talk to someone, delete their contact out of your phone. I'm the opposite. Mm-hmm. I keep it in my phone because I want to know if they're calling me.
That's true. Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. So
I don't want to like delete their name and then they call me from a number in 10 years. And I'm like, hello. And they're like, hey, this is so. I'm like, oh man, I answered the phone.
Well, I guess I'll keep that just in case that one obscure plumber that I knew 25 years ago calls me.
Yeah. R.A. Scotty and NR Panda asked a very similar question. Mm-hmm. Actually, the same question. How come no one drags anymore? Where are the drag sessions?
That's a good question. And I'm going to approach this carefully, as I do always.
Don't approach things carefully. Just say it.
Oh, everybody's got nicer stuff now. No one wants to drag it anymore.
Yeah.
Everybody's putting more money into their rides. Like, you don't want to mess it up.
Yep.
When you had the, years ago when you had the $1,500 S10 just railing it like you didn't care.
Well, it's the same question. Like, why don't you throw a 10 kegger party at your house anymore? Because you don't want to. Like,
I do. As we learned earlier. Sorry, I like to party.
Oh man. But I guarantee these. I don't know. You might want all those people at your house, but most people don't.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's kind of the same thing. People grew up. They grow up. Mm-hmm. Here's it. I know Panda would take his truck out and drag it all the way.
Oh, for sure. And that's not to say anything negative about him or his truck.
Oh no,
that's why I wanted to. That's why I wanted to like
R.A. Scotty. R.A. Scotty has a full size. Go drag it, film it, put it on the internet.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I know who you're. Okay, yeah.
So do that.
Yeah, do it and film it and send us the footage, please. Thank you.
We know Panda will.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe
do it.
Scotty will.
Yeah, well, maybe that answers the question themselves. What happened to the drag sessions and the dragging? It's because Panda hasn't put one together yet. I bet you.
Yeah, and if he does, it'll be him and Clay with the S10 dragging around town, and the guys from the east side. There's a bunch of mini trucks. The guys with the green S10 that drove it out to LST.
Yeah. We kind of didn't really. Yeah, it was when we were talking about the show about LST. Those are the little things we missed. That S10.
Yeah. So Panda, get a drag session together,
and
invite us. Yeah, and we'll come out.
Panda puts a drag session together. Oh no, I'm not going to make that statement. I was going to say Panda put a drag session together, and I'll drive the 5 hours out there to go hang out. And film it.
You would, and then we would do like 2 podcasts out here with guests.
Panda, put that thing together so I can come out there and we can
reach out
to us.
Oh, his next is, are you bringing it back? No, Panda, you're bringing it back.
Yes.
Are you really driving the Nissan to mini truck Nats? Nope. I would, but it's not going to be ready. Well, it'll be ready, but it's not gonna. It's just a long drive.
It is,
and I think we're gonna start with the shorter drives on the mini trucks.
Rolling in the Red Rocks is a good start.
Yeah, because I want to see how I feel.
Wait, hold on. Are you gonna drive it to Forbidden?
I can't.
Oh, because you got too much stuff.
I got my booth and all the club stuff.
Oh, okay, all right.
So, yeah, that was like one of the shows. I was like, oh, I could do that, and then whatever. But we're doing a bunch of work to that. This will come out Monday. So next Friday, 1 week from now, we're doing a whole ton of work to it. So hopefully there'll be another video of that.
Nice. I can't wait. That's such a great series.
It's fun. Gosh, Panda, you asked a lot. Well, I like this.
There were a couple people that I noticed that it was like Panda and R.A. Scotty and like a few other people who would just asking questions.
And that's kind of where I was like, let's just like jam through these.
Yeah.
Like, why do people stop at the pinch? I don't know, but it should be illegal.
Yeah, I agree.
There's no reason to stop at the pinch. If you're going to go that far,
cut it off.
Keep going. or just
or bend
Figure
it,
it out.
or just drag through it. Panda would just drag through it.
this is what you do. There's spot welds. You take your Sawzall and you go in between the spot welds, and then you take a hammer and you hammer it up, and then you get under there and you tack what you cut.
Never had a body. Well, I've had one body drop, but I don't know. You're talking to a non-body drop guy here, so that's all.
That actually will flow right into another question about body drops, and I just have to find it because we're on the subject.
Real quick story. There was this guy from SoCal who had like an 86 body style Toyota. This dude drug his framed Toyota into a body drop. I've never seen that before. This dude's front suspension was completely flat. So talk about drag sessions and people who drag it. Man, I feel bad that I'm terrible with names. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, he drug the crap out of that truck.
Here's one that we can answer real quick. Are your giveaways ever going to be available for us Great White North people?
Yes. Yeah, you go ahead and explain that. Go ahead.
So yes, they are. If there's any, like, some of them are heavy, so if there's a lot of shipping, if you're down to help pay for the shipping, then 100% you're in.
Yeah. And I think maybe we need to, not emphasize that, but also add that like Canada pay for shipping or
yeah.
Something like that. But yeah.
Dang it. Where is it? Maybe it's on this second page. Nope.
Oh, so much for the... No, I was kidding.
Oh, I found it.
All right, cool.
It's right here. Busta Bust 66.
Busta Bust.
Busta Bust. Is being the club with the most body drops important?
Oh, I saw that one.
Yeah.
I think... I don't know. Well, it depends on which club you ask, I think.
Yeah.
If you ask a club with a lot of body drops, they said, yeah, it's very important.
Yeah. Like, being a club president, if I could have the perfect club, it would be all mini trucks and they would all be body drops.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's not that's something out of my control. And yeah, it's just what it is. I don't think as if you're walking through a car show and you have like this club over here and this club over here, I think parking nicely is one of the most important things. So it doesn't matter if they're all body dropped. It's all about presentation.
Right.
So like putting all the mini trucks next to each other, making sure they're not all over the place, and then the full size, and then the old trucks. And No Regrets does a really good job with that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I think, I don't know. I love body drop trucks. I don't know. It's just, I wouldn't think about that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just like a different perspective, I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to me, to you, yeah. To other people, I don't know.
It's exactly. It's all what you want. You could be in a truck club with all stock trucks if you just like stock trucks. It's up to you. What are your thoughts on convertible mini trucks? And that's,
I got some strong opinions about that one.
That's from topless_90.
Oh, then he's not gonna like my answer.
Well, everyone has to remember that these answers aren't like the right answers.
No, yeah. No, these are not even close.
And I have experience with a convertible truck. So I have.
You had one?
So I did not have one, but I had a friend with one, and we would take it to shows. And I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want one. It's not my style, but they are fun to drive around.
I think they're really fun. I see people having a lot of fun with them at like a run when you're just kind of like cruising around the park, kind of slow and like it's all open. That seems like a lot of fun. Driving one all the time, I don't think would be a lot of fun.
Yeah. I don't even like sunroofs.
I like sunroofs. I'm a sunroof guy.
A sunroof open all the time with the sun on top of you, or a sunroof that's tinted and closed?
The second one.
That one. That's a moonroof.
Oh. Is that what the difference is?
Yeah.
I never knew that. Yeah, so if it has a cover, it's a moonroof.
Well, if it's tinted, essentially, it's a moonroof. And if it opens up, it lets the sun in, so it's a sun. I think so. I don't know.
Hey, man, the 4Runner is a tinted with a cover that opens up all the way.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But I know. But see, that's what I'm talking about. So like at a run, It's fun. Have all the windows rolled down, sunroof open, cruising around. People like standing out. Like a lot of people like to do that. Stand up out of the 4Runner. You know, it's a lot of fun. Yeah, but then when I get on the freeway, windows up, sunroof closed.
Yep.
Air conditioning.
I had a Mitsubishi Eclipse and it had a sunroof, and I would only open it at night because I loved having it open with the wind going at night.
Yeah.
Sun, nope, shut. And then Ernie had the convertible. He had a convertible Mitsu.
Oh yeah.
And we drove it with the top off all the way from SoCal to Parker.
Really?
And we did it at night. So we were in the middle. It was just us at night, and it was cool. And I'll tell you what, that was one of the funnest road trips I've ever had.
Yeah.
If it was hot and the sun was out, no.
There was a, I think actually Georgia asked this question one time on her Instagram, like ragtop Impalas versus hardtop Impalas. And, you know, a lot of people said hardtops. A lot of people said if someone gave them a ragtop Impala, they would just trade it for a hardtop Impala, which I don't know. I mean, that's a pretty bold statement right there. Also, okay, and this is where I'm going to maybe have my opinion. I just don't like aesthetically, line looking. I don't think convertibles look good.
No,
like
it's very hard for any convertible to look good, in my opinion, whether
Except
it's a
for
truck or
Impala.
not. Yeah.
Convertible just look good.
And 2-door 90s BMWs.
2-door. Oh, those look really good. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a couple like stanced out, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, those look really
But like
good.
a Mustang convertible, maybe like a Fox body.
Yeah. It's funny. We were talking about that, like the Vanilla Ice one. That's a quintessential 5.0 Mustang convertible.
Yeah. If someone's like, you want a Mustang? I'm like, yeah, I want a white convertible.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna go cruise around with my friends.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, not a huge fan. Also, here's the other thing about convertibles is, okay, so you know, like a real convertible car, which has a top, like, you know, that's pretty acceptable. But when you cut the roof off of something, that's a big commitment you're taking.
Yeah.
Like, you've decided to live a life that is like got a lot of variables involved. You know what I mean?
So I think this kind of goes about like modifications and all that stuff. If you took a really cool truck that's really well done and it looks rad, and you just cut the roof off, I think that would not look good.
Same.
I think if you started from scratch and your goal was a convertible, you could make it look good. You could like design it around the convertible look. Like because a BMW, like a mid 90s, is very truck-ish. Like when you take like a side view, it's very truckish. So if you kind of planned around like that, then I think you could pull it off. And I think it would be fun. Unlimited funds, unlimited builder. I would probably do it just because you're just bored. What else are you going to do?
Right.
But yeah, I just think like just to have a convertible, that's not mine. It's not my thing.
Yeah, it's not my thing. I remember, I mean, and there are plenty of people who have trucks with the roofs cut off of them, but I don't know. Like, I one in particular that I remember, it was a girl who lived up here in the desert. She had a Tacoma extra cab, which also, that's another little caveat. If you cut the roof off an extra cab, that's like, I don't know, like a standard cab, I would say, okay, that looks pretty good, you know, but when you start cutting the roof off of extra cabs, that's when it starts getting weird to me. Again, just my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. And now if you cut the roof off your truck and you're like, hey man, you want to go for a ride? Yeah, let's cruise.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh, for sure. If you have a convertible,
yeah.
I want to go. There you go. It's like what do they say about like owning a boat? The best way to own a boat is to have a friend who owns a boat. The best way to own a convertible mini truck is have a friend who has a convertible mini truck.
That's a money thing though.
No, yeah, I understand. It's just funny saying.
Yeah. And our panda, he asked like 17 questions.
Yeah, I know. He has a lot of questions. I appreciate it. You know, we were talking about Jason, our super commenter in the last episode, which again, dude, I appreciate it. I like it, man. I like it when
me
people
too.
are involved. It's cool.
Yep. He said, you're in the middle of nowhere road tripping, starving. Do you hit the Sonic or the Hardee's?
Well,
Hardee's, aka Carl's Jr.
Yeah, I know. That's Carl's Jr. Like, is that what would you call a Phoenix person? A Phoenixonian?
Well, we have Carl's Jr.
Yeah, I know. Why do you call it a Hardee's?
I don't know. I think it's a movie reference.
Oh.
Is it? I don't know.
Oh, because
Anyways,
I did. Oh, you know what? This is my fault. You want to know why this is my
Yeah,
fault?
yeah.
This is my fault because when I put out the question thing out there, I said, what do you guys want to know about? And one of them was obscure 90s pop culture. So maybe that's what he's referencing.
It's possible. I'm going Hardee's because I'm not a Sonic fan.
Yeah, I'm not a Sonic fan either. The most accurate way I've ever heard Sonic described as is it's cafeteria food. It's like
That's
what you
really
get.
good.
It's like what you get at school. It's like
And
kind
and the
of.
best thing about cafeteria food is like I'll get the tater tots all day long.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, tater tots and like not so great hamburgers.
Yeah.
And at least Carl's Jr. Carl's Jr.'s. I haven't actually eaten at Carl's Jr. in a long time, but I used to get down a bunch on it.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah, but Hardee's. There's a long story about that. There's actually really good YouTube videos on what happened, and it's really interesting. People should go check it out. I won't even go into great detail about it, but it's really interesting. You should go research that. It's cool.
Oh, heck yeah. I love videos like that.
Mm-hmm.
Panda is spread out all over this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here's a fun one that will get us in trouble.
Oh no.
Pinnacle _ C10, our boy from Utah.
Oh yeah, what's up, man?
What's up?
He just said, "What's up?"
I just
Oh,
you said what's up, and I said what's up.
oh. All right.
He said, "What is one pet peeve about car and truck shows?"
Oh, I did see that one, and I thought about it, and I didn't come up with anything.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I know. I did. And this has nothing to do with shows. This falls on us. Okay. The pet peeve, and I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just gonna say it.
All
it's
right,
like
say it.
you know, like when we're getting ready for a show, and like you said, we like start seeing people rolling in, and we want to get there, and we're like trying to get going. Like that. Would you call that a pet peeve or just like what would you call that? Like that's frustrating to me.
Like anxiety?
Yeah, like anxiety. Like you want to get to the show, you want to get you see people
Oh, like
cruising in.
so we're at the hotel. We're waiting for one of our roommates to take a shower, and we're on our phones and we see people already
Rolling
there.
in. Yeah.
So that's just more of just an anxiety of wanting to be there.
Right. But again, but that would be like something to do with the show.
I think he's talking about like
I know
what's a
what he's talking about, but I was like
Yeah.
trying to like look at it from a different perspective.
Yeah, that is an anxiety thing with us.
Mm-hmm. But as far as the actual shows are concerned, I don't have any pet peeves.
I'm trying to think. Lack of planning.
Some shows are guilty of that.
Yeah, and I mean I've been guilty of it with our show, but I think like I'll use LST as an example. They have a separate gate for vendors and a separate gate for entry.
Mm-hmm.
They're constantly posting about like where to go. Yeah, I think that's just like lack of planning would be my thing. You know what I mean? And most of the shows are really good at it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like if you're a show promoter out there and you want to throw a show, you just have to kind of like I guess like a clog, like a backup would be like waiting to get into a show
And having
for a
everybody
long-
come. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're a vendor. If you as a
Yeah.
vendor, okay, there we
Well,
go.
I mean,
As-
that kind of ties. Yeah, that kind of ties
Yeah.
into what I'm saying. Okay, yeah.
As a vendor, I don't want to sit in a line with the show registration people.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure that you have a separate area or roll-in time, early setup for vendors.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you get there late as a vendor, then that's your bad. But yeah, that's
I got another one.
yeah.
now that we're cracking this can open, I got another one. When we get to shows, and this is from a participant's perspective, when you get to shows and people start parking them in parking spaces like regular cars.
Oh yeah. Parking crooked.
Yeah. Park them crooked. Give them some space, at least a door.
Yeah.
At least a door space. Park them crooked. Because two things. One, for the participant bringing their vehicle there, it's nice because you have some room. Like if you are a person who opens your doors, like you want room to open your doors, you want room. You're cleaning your vehicle. You don't want to have to be really worried about bumping into someone's ride or their door or something. Have some room. And then from like a content creator standpoint, like it's much nicer when there's room around them. When they're in there like parking spaces, it is so hard to photograph and film.
It is, and I mean sometimes the show has no choice because of
I get
maybe
it.
space wise, but if you can at least like angle the vehicles instead of straight in, because it does look like just a parking lot when you have them straight in, If you angle them, it looks like it's more special.
Mm-hmm.
And from
I got another one.
the worms are coming out.
The worms are thanks. I don't. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The other and this has been for years and years and years. Do raffles after trophies, or
way
okay,
before trophies,
or way before trophies, or like Graham is doing, which is really great. He just does them throughout the day. Like he'll have his raffle set up. So and it's kind of cool because you as the raffle participant, you get a well, I really want these compressors. So instead of really wanting the compressors and then ending up with a detail kit, you can go for the compressor. So what he does is he has, okay, you want the compressors? This is the bucket for those. This is the bucket for
Cruise of the Pines does that as well.
Oh, they do that as well. Yeah. That's really helpful.
Yeah.
But
so if you have a show and you say trophies are at 5, don't start the raffle at 5.
Yeah. Oh boy, it's almost torture.
It's not as bad nowadays, but man, back in the day.
Okay, maybe I'm looking at
yeah,
that thing,
remember Tiny shows? Did you
yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah.
And
yeah, not NR Tiny. You're talking about Vanner Tiny, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We do that. We did that. We started that at the Auto Mixer where we would just pull raffle tickets randomly throughout the day and give prizes.
Yeah, that's fun. It moves things along.
It does. I'm really excited for the raffle at our show.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, I keep I'm buying impacts and electrical impacts and it's gonna be good. It's gonna
be fun. Anyway, so I went from starting this question as I really don't have any pet peeves. Oh no, hold on.
Yep.
I got a lot of grievances.
And we need food there, and we need make sure there's bathrooms and clean bathrooms.
Mm-hmm.
There's all this stuff.
So, but like you were saying, that goes back to the promoters of the show planning, organization.
I have some pet peeves about, as a show promoter, about show attendees.
Come on. Give it to me.
And I'm dealing with this right now because I'm getting constant messages about, hey man, is the show sold out? I'm like, yes. And I give them the link to the waiting list, and every day, hey, is there any spaces open? Hey, is there any spaces open?
We'll let you know.
And I'm like, look, man, I promise I'll let you know. The more you message me, the higher your name goes on that waiting list, and I have the power to do that, and I will do that.
Oh, dang.
No, I won't do that. But yeah, it's just there's no problem with inquiring about stuff, but if you're doing it daily, it's a little much. And then
that's anything.
That's it is anything, and it's the other is there was an inquiry brought up online the other day about why show promoters are limiting the amount of attendees at shows, or show registrations. Mm-hmm. And this person essentially inquired that the way that it was phrased was that we have space for 10,000 people, but we only want 250 there.
Right.
And that's not that's not the way that it goes. We only have space for this many cars. If you are wanting to go to a show, you have to
be proactive.
Be proactive and do your due diligence and pay attention to that show's Instagram page or the promoter and talk to them beforehand. Mm-hmm. Ask them when pre-reg is going to open, and then
be ready.
Be ready.
Be ready to do it. I mean, and look at LST. That thing sells out, and Mininet, big shows like that, they sell out super fast. But there are people who are setting reminders on their phone and ready. They are dedicated to getting that spot.
Yeah, it was funny because
about it.
Yeah, it was funny because people on this post were talking about, oh, it must be a West Coast thing and must be too expensive to get a bigger venue and all this stuff. And it's
the East Coast shows do it too.
Yeah, and I'm like, every show has a cap, and I don't know if these people have not heard of shows like the Grand National Roadster Show, the Sacramento Autorama, Dino's Get Down.
Even Dino's caps.
A cruise night every weekend in Huntington Beach with thousands of people there. Yeah, it was just funny to me that people thought it was oh, the venues must be more expensive on the West Coast. That's why they don't do big shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? And another facet of it is manageability. What about if a club say a club is only so big, are they going to take 10,000 cars and potentially break up their club over throwing a show? No, they're like, okay, look, we think we can handle. If it's their first year, we can handle 500 cars, and they'll try for 500, and then they're like, oh, you know what, that wasn't too bad. Let's, you know what I mean. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's not.
Oh, and a time thing too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know, like, yeah, it is just very interesting to me that the way people kind of perceive things, that it's like we're doing it on purpose. Like, oh, well, they must not want the money.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. Anyways,
Anyway, moving on.
moving on. We could talk about things that annoy us all day.
I just think it's hilarious how I was like, no, not really. Oh no, hold on. There's a bunch of stuff. Hold on.
Yeah. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, now that I think about it.
Let's see. Retro _ OBS _ are graphics coming back on full size trucks like the 88 to 98s? I personally think so myself.
I saw that one. I don't know. I don't know if it's like a thing that's coming back, but there are people who do it. There's that one. I don't know where it's actually from, but I saw it at Battle in Bama. It was like a black OBS with full graphics around it. I think it was only static drive. I don't think it was bagged. That looked pretty cool. I don't see it coming back as like a trend. I think, is he like more? Oh yeah, is he like more referring to like in the early '90s when it was like those like what's it called, the Boyd Coddington, the blue truck with the pink like splash on it and stuff,
like the retro. I don't know. I mean, I think he just said graphics. So I mean, look at Danny's OBS. He put graphics on it.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I think graphics in general are making us like a return only because like people can afford to do them now versus before.
Oh, that's good.
And trends just kind of, you know what I mean? They just circle back around.
I think it's definitely. I think graphics as a whole is starting to come back.
So Georgia asked, and also Slam. Where did I put Slams at? Slam from Australia.
Oh, okay.
Not Slamberg, but Slam from Australia.
A lot of slams out there.
Yeah. He said, so Slam said, if you didn't go down the career path you've both chosen, what do you think you would be doing? And then Georgia asked, what would you be doing automotive wise if trucks didn't exist? So
two different questions, but kind of the same.
Yeah.
I thought about both of those. Georgia's question, if I wasn't into mini trucks or trucks didn't exist and I was building something, I would be probably building either like traditional hot rods or like late 50s, early 60s customs.
Yeah, same here.
Because I like those a lot.
Yeah. Yep, same here. Or I like the Euro stuff a lot too. So.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, you're more. That's more your stick is like the Euro style Hondas and.
I like that, and then the big lead sled type stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then what? Yeah, so career path. So what would you be doing?
That's actually an interesting question because my family for a long time has been in construction. We were in construction for a long time.
So maybe this is a 2-part question.
Okay.
Or 2 separate. What do you think you'd be doing if you just didn't do trucks but lived the same life? Mm-hmm. And then also, if you could retroactively go back, what would you choose to do?
Oh, okay. Well, the first one, like I was saying, like before I was doing this full time. I mean, I've always been into the trucks and the scene and stuff, but for a job before I was like screen printing and doing this, I was doing construction. My family. I'm actually a licensed general contractor. So like it would probably be building houses, but building houses is so boring. Construction's boring. And I'm sure like there are some people who are in construction. It's like, no, it's very exciting, which there are some parts of it, but it was just not my thing. And and growing up and my family always, because our longtime listeners know that my family has done a lot of things over the years. But one of the main themes throughout all those years was construction, building houses.
Now, when you say building, was it the designing of the homes too? Like,
yeah, it was everything. But like from my thing was at the actual building, like framing, electrical, plumbing, like that.
Because I always see Jeremy. He designs homes. He went to college for that.
Yeah, no,
so I always see him like. I always thought that would be fun to design.
Yeah, that's more like architecture. Do you think?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
No, not definitely on architects, but just actual like physically building the
getting
house.
the plans and building the house.
Yeah, and it's you know what? And then I said that it's boring, but there are some nice, cool things to it. But it was I was working with my dad and my uncle, and we were building houses. And when the great crash happened or whatever, he was like basically like, okay, well, we're not doing this anymore, so you got to go figure something out. What do you want to do? And that's how I started my screen printing company, because I was like, well, this is the opportunity. Me and Angie were married. We didn't have any kids yet. So I'm like, I'm just going to do this. So that's how I ended up doing what I'm doing now. So to answer George's question, if I wasn't doing this, I'd probably be building houses.
Well, that was Slam's question.
Slam, that to answer your question, Slam, I would.
So
be
what would
building
you,
houses.
if you could retroactively choose what you wanted to do as a career?
Oh, I would still be doing this.
Would you?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I think, but it's like one of those things that, like, you know, I would, knowing what I know now, I would take a totally different approach at it. You know, I would focus more on getting better at doing, you know, videos and photography, and I don't know. I would take a different approach at it for sure. But that's everybody.
Yeah.
You ask anybody in anything and said if you could do it again, they would be.
Yeah, but
obviously different.
you could still do better.
Oh yeah, no, I'm trying to do better.
You could still like you're not. They don't
yeah.
plateau now.
Oh, I'm not. I'm just saying I would have. I guess what I'm saying is I would have focused on other things in particular.
I'm the
trying
same
a
way,
bunch
yeah.
of different things. I would just be like, okay, I know what I'm gonna do over here, so I'm gonna focus on doing this.
So the funny thing is in high school, I took video production classes.
Oh, you did? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, but I never got. You know, I was 16. I never did anything with it until my 30s. And if I look back, I would have just kept going.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? In that direction. But probably not with trucks and stuff.
Yeah, would it be more like entertainment kind of stuff, or like
probably more like documentary passion project type stuff. Like I like the trucks and it's all passionate to me and stuff like that, but it's a hobby.
Mm-hmm.
There's other things I would definitely want to do. Video and film wise, probably music, a lot like music videos and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Probably that path.
Well, like you said, you could still do it. You could be a documentarian. You could travel. You could go to war zones.
I could. Yeah.
How long do you think you would last in a war zone? I would last 10 minutes.
Yeah, I would be like, I'm not going.
Ooh, I get off the plane, like, oh yeah, no, I'm out.
Like Joey is calling me right now.
He's calling you right now. You're all, yeah. We're in the middle of something. We're doing something.
Yeah, sorry, Joey. Decline. But yeah, so that answers those. Those were really good questions.
Yeah.
And we're just a little over an hour. Do you want to hold the rest of these for next week?
Yeah, let's do that because, like I said, we're getting ready for Forbidden, so probably not have much to talk about other than getting ready for Forbidden and the other shows. Like we've said before, these ones are just going to start coming right after another, and
yeah,
it's just busy. And everything. I'm super busy this week. I'm going to be busy next week and busy all the weeks.
Yeah. So next week we're going to have to record 2.
Why?
Let me look at this calendar here.
Yeah.
So if this one's going up on the 12th.
Mm-hmm.
No, this one's going up on the 13th.
Mm-hmm.
If we record 2 next week, it would be the 20th and 27th, and that would get me past Forbidden.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Well,
Unless we, you know what I mean? You know what? Because I'm going to Louisville on the Thursday right after Forbidden,
mm-hmm.
but I'll be back Saturday night, so we'll record 2 the following week.
Okay. Either way, we can schedule it out. We could schedule it out in the schedule.
We could schedule it. This is a very boring conversation for our listeners.
Yeah. Sorry. Anyway.
Sorry. Go buy stuff on our websites because we're giving away the Switch suspension, air manifold, and controller.
Yep. Go do that.
Yep. That's it.
Later.
Bye. Oh, we'll answer the rest of these questions next week. Bye.
Next week. Bye. Bye.